What is up, YouTube? Got a special one just for the tubes here. Okay, so we're going to focus a little bit on strategy for how you approach double feature draft. I like to compare it a lot to Crimson Vow, just because the bombs define the format heavily. But in general, there's a lot less synergies than there was in Crimson Vow, and the same amount of bombs. Even more because some Midnight Hunt bombs sneak through. But generally, you want to treat this a lot like a cube draft, just taking a lot of the best cards. Not a lot of good fixing here, so still be wary of multicolor cards. Like here, we've got a really good one in green-white and a really good one in blue-white. So what's the best like single color cards? Well, Visionary is great. Socialite is decent. So I think the mono red card is the pick here. This just is great in every red deck, and that's kind of what you're looking for. Like previous synergistic all-stars, like what do you call it? Brine Comer are not as good here simply because Brine Comer doesn't benefit a lot from the Midnight Hunt commons as it does with the Vow commons. Okay, so here, now we've got some choices. Eaten Alive is a fantastic removal spell. There's a lot of bombs, so you really want to make sure you have those removal spells. But then there's also Dollhouse of Horrors, and this is actually a rare that gets a lot better with Crimson, or with double feature. Because green was a very, like, late game, mid-range graveyard synergy deck in Midnight Hunt. So there's a decent chance that this is actually really good, but it doesn't really synergize with our red pick. Eaten Alive is fantastic removal. I don't really see anything else going on in this pack, so let's go ahead and take Eaten Alive. And hey there. So Concealing Curtains, I wouldn't call this a bomb, but wow, does it win games. Starting with this in your hand is very brutal. So we already have an Eaten Alive. There's just a really above average rare here. So I'm going to take that. And then the next best card is like Eccentric Farmer. So this is kind of a defining feature of double feature. The packs just dry up. Like some packs are insane and incredible, and others just, I mean, what's even going on here? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like specific synergy cards from Vow, because Vow was built, its commons were built on heavy synergies, while Midnight Hunt was just built on a lot of generic value. And the generic value is what we're aiming for in our picks. Okay, so I mean, we've got two good black cards. We really want to be in black, so kind of the first thing that we look at are the black cards in the pack. Blood Fountain's decent. No Way Out is playable. Shady Traveler is okay. So no black cards we want. We look at the red cards because we're in three lanes. We're in a black lane, we're in a red lane, we're in a black-red lane. So we just check all of the lanes. Yeah. So this is good in the vampire deck. This is more of a blue-red card. And then our black-red card, Vampire Socialite, is just immense value. So I think we're going to pick for our black-red lane. We check outside of our lane, see if there's anything worth starting. And no, there's a whole bunch of bad cards here. So that's a pretty easy black-red. And now we're getting fed a Hero's Downfall. It looks like we're just, someone does not want to be in black for reasons, and quite a few people don't want to be in black. So Angel Fire, like it's good to follow up a red card with, but we've already got a good black red deck going on here. And again, we don't actually have too many synergies, right? We're picking cards that are just generically good. Vampire Socialite is a synergistic card, but the important thing about it is that it works. This is one of the times where it works with Crimson Vow commons. Kind of a feature of a lot of the Midnight Hunt archetypes is that they play extremely well being supported by the Vow commons. So Socialite goes with the Crimson Vow vampires. But kind of the flip side of that is that a lot of Vow archetypes are not well supported by Midnight Hunt. So just in black red value. Now we have the option of Silver Bolt. We're doing pretty okay here on some removal. I'm going to go ahead and take Scavenger. Just, again, it's a high value card. It's probably the best card in the pack regardless. So we're in a really good spot here. And now we check. There's a good black-red card here. It's kind of weaker than it was in Midnight Hunt simply because, again, we're not looking for heavy synergy builds, but we will build into it when we see the opportunity, and we're in a decent spot to take advantage of this. The other thing is Reckless Impulse. I think this could be a reasonable pick here, but the Blood Thief has a bit more upside, and again, the black card is just the best card in the pack as well as being the best card for us. Olivia's Midnight Ambush can be tricky to make work as anything other than 2-drop removal, but it generally is good enough to play whenever you have at least one Nightmaker. One Daybound, Nightbound card really pushes Olivia's Midnight Ambush into a solid card that has late game potential. That's kind of something we're going to be looking for. Here, I don't think I want to discard spell. Bat Whisper, very, very solid. And it synergizes a bit with what we've got going on. It's also an Infiltrator. I actually could be on for an Infiltrator. It's not great, but I could see picking either of these. I'll go with a Bat Whisper. And then I'll go with this. Seems fine. A lot better than our other options. Again, blood is good generally, but there's not as much synergies here. So that's the theme of how we approach this, is that there's just generally not a whole lot of synergies that we're going to be able to take advantage of consistently. Here, Ceremonial Knife or Stinger is actually an interesting choice. I'll go with Stinger, but I think a Knife could be reasonable. Just because it's not guaranteed that we have a lot of ways to make blood here. Yeah, we'll take our one werewolf here. But wow, what a first pack. I don't like Blood Hypnotist, but we're looking a little aggro. This might actually be a fine include. So now, we kind of just have a brick pack. The best card for us in black, red, or black, red is Harvesttide Infiltrator, but that seems pretty poor of a first pick. There's this vampire here that is very bomby, and we're definitely in black, but there's a chance if like white were open that we could be in black white. So I'm perfectly okay with taking this Welcoming Vampire here. I think this pick will go a long way, and again, this is just kind of reinforcing that we're generally just going for the best card in every pack for a long while. And that's just kind of how double feature is going to work. Wow. Why this pack and why now? Okay, so there's a ton of things going on here. Like, Morbid Opportunist is a great card, but then we also have Burn Down the House and Stincy Uprising. Like, this becomes really hard to deal with for a lot of decks. Your late game's just going to trump theirs. Burn Down the House is a fantastic card, though. Basically, how it goes is that if you're behind, you get to clear the board, including Planeswalkers. And if you're ahead, you get 3 extra damage on board and on trigger when they die. I think this has higher upside than Morbid Opportunist, but I think Morbid Opportunist could be a reasonable pick. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Strangler, this card was not that good as a whole. Ragged Recluse, again, this was a very acceptable black-red card in Vow, but it's a synergy card. Synergy cards are pretty bad in this format, whereas just general winners, like Gavany Silversmith, just general value overall. Then there's also Reckless Impulse, which is pretty good. I think the last one went pretty late. I could see this being a Silversmith pick, honestly. Our red is pretty decent, but it's not, like, locked in. And it's probably the Impulse. I don't want to move in on white here unless it's considerably open. I mean, it's a pretty bad pack. Blue is probably just going to be out of reach of us. Midnight Ambush, you have to be a little careful about picking up too many of these, because a lot of times it's about a shock worth of a card. It's in the late game that this becomes like a all-around removal. I think I'll go with this aggressive card here. I don't think I can be pulled into blue, and again, like, unless I had a lot more werewolves going on, I don't think I was going to be about moving into that. So, okay, here, Silver Bowl, I think that's a fine card, but I think that we're doing pretty okay on removal here. Celebrant is kind of exactly what we're looking for. We're a little bit of an aggressive deck here. So I'll go ahead and take that. I think that's going to work well with a lot of our +1/+1 counters. So again, a Midnight Hunt kind of deck archetype is being well supported here by Vow. And a lot of our Vow cards are not being well supported by Midnight Hunt. So let's just work that into your strategy. Here, Blade Brand is an excellent trick. Fearful Villager is very solid. I think I'll go with a Blade Brand, but I could see this just being Fearful Villager. I think we're pretty locked into Black-Red. We haven't had as good of a Pack 2 as Pack 1, but we're still pretty happy at where it went. Yeah, nothing for us. That's a late blue card, but again, we saw like 2 packs where we wanted to pick a blue card. I don't think we went down a bad lane at all. I'll take the Stolen Vitality as a trick to push through damage. We're going to mostly be a aggressive deck. We lack Burn. I guess I'll take the 2-drop anyways. But yeah. None of these are particularly great. I don't want to play this. I'll just take this. Witch came around, that's worth noting, but I don't think we're moving out of this direction. Yeah, Scattered Thoughts completely wheeled. Not a super massive signal, but, like, it's a good enough card to make note of. Never was too impressed by this card, but whatever. Just put this down here. Make sure I know what it does. Yeah, it's kind of like... I've seen it be best in, like, a dedicated, like, black-white sacrifice deck. But again, those type of synergies are just much less powerful here. Okay, so now we have an interesting choice. Celebrance is fantastic. Diagraph Horde is fantastic. During the original Midnight Hunt, it was often that this felt nearly like a Mythic common. And we're definitely going to play one of these for sure. I think I'm higher on Diagraph Horde, especially when we have an Eaten Alive going on here. But I think Celebrants is very, very good. But Horde is Horde does a few more things, I think. And with Horde, we're gonna have a decent way to attack the graveyard. So I'll take that. Oh wow. So this is a powerhouse of a pack. Wow. We don't have that many. We don't have that many ways to make tokens, so I'm not completely on board with the Stack Awakener, but it is a powerful card. We've got a couple of removal spells, like 3. So I think Hero's Downfall could be correct. Jadar is also a pretty brutal card. Yeah, this is like a premium 2-drop, isn't it? I think I'm after Jadar here, since we're doing okay otherwise on removal. Yeah, and now I'll just take a Blood Thief, right? Like, that's good enough in my deck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now we've gotten eaten alive over some cards we don't care about, so I'm pretty okay that we let the Hero's Downfall kind of slip away from us. But now I'm pretty happy at where we are, so... Ooh, a Braid this late? A Lunarch Veteran this late. If you didn't play with Midnight Hunt, this card is unbelievably good. Only gets better in general with Vow's support. But yeah, definitely a signal. It looks like white and red are the open colors, but it's okay because our black base was pretty sick. So yeah, not really losing anything there. Now we've just got kind of a nothing pack. I guess most likely to be played is Lacerate Flesh, but none of these are making my deck for sure. Okay. I like Belligerent Guest decently as an aggro card, and Flame Channeler's probably not in here. And I like Brimstone Vandal quite a bit. Both of them push through damage pretty decently. We do have an Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Maybe I take the Vandal as, like, a way of dealing a decent amount of damage here for extra reach. I think that was correct. I can't entirely be sure, but evasion plus extra damage, I'm on board. Burn the Accursed, fantastic. I think it's expensive, but as long as, like, a general principle of deck building is that early plays go very well with late game removal. And now Celebrants just came all the way around. Red-white is open as we thought. Red-green apparently wasn't picked up on. But we really didn't see, like, any good green here this whole time. But Celebrants, here we go. Oh, jeez. Lunar Frenzy is a premium combat trick. It's not often that you have, like, a premium combat trick that's a high pick, but Lunar Frenzy is one. I should have talked about when in the first pack, first time it came around. Abomination is also way too late, but what are you gonna do? Ancestral Anger, I haven't been, like, acknowledging just because it's inconsistent to bring it together in this format. It was hard to bring it together in Vow, and now it's even worse. Sure, I'll take the Midsummer card. Alright, and we've got a deck here, so... again, just... It's a lot like Arena Cube. There's a lot of synergies that are just utter traps to play into. Dread Knight is probably not where we're at. We got a decently high curve here, but I'm not cutting those. Shady Traveler's pretty weak. Wait, it's just better than Fearful Villager. Still pretty weak. Hypnotist is pretty weak, but it works with a lot of our extra vampire nonsense. Yeah, we gotta make a lot of cuts here. We got a lot of non-creatures, so probably Stolen Vitality. probably Flame Channeler. We don't have too many ways to make it work. Vampire 8. 8, 8, 8. Oh, I guess I do have Brimstone Vandal. It's pretty sweet. I'm glad I picked this card up, because now I really don't have to worry about playing these 3-drop werewolves that much. So I think I'm pretty happy with just using this as a day and night enabler for Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Because Olivia's Midnight Ambush is very playable as a -2/-2. But having at least 1 or 2 consistent ways to make it night it is very, very nice. So let's see. We've got a lot of non-creatures, so kind of want this impulse here. Might just be off of Blade Brand here, honestly. We don't really need that to push through a lot of damage. Let's see what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of almost do want the Flame Channeler again, but it's usually just gonna be a 2/2 into a 3/3 sometimes, so it's not that impressive. Yeah, Blood Hypnotist is just bad all around. Okay, I think we have our deck. That looks pretty fine to me. Yeah, a little non-creature heavy, but at least we have our draw spell we picked up here. And we actually do have a decent amount of synergy, but again, it's on the Midnight Hunt side, because Midnight Hunt generally has good cards that get extra value off of synergies. And Vow, unfortunately, has a lot of very low power cards that work well together, but they're diluted by the Midnight Hunt cards. Yeah, red, black. All right, let's see how it does. All right, so I've literally been in the queue for 3 separate times, and it's gone over a minute each time I've restarted the client. I guess dead format might be dead. Guess I could minimize and see what Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is all about. Okay, so pared down as we expected. I think it's a mole, but it's pretty close. It's pretty dang close, honestly. A lot closer than you might imagine. I don't think I keep this, but I think it was a very close keep. And now I'm just at a completely worse spot. Fantastic. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep this, put away the 1-drop, hope to draw a 3-drop, and feel bad about putting away that first hand. Yeah, well, that's gonna be a decent problem here. I'm not certain that I'm going to actually kill this at the moment. I've burned down the house. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's basically got to die immediately. Huh. There is an argument for dealing with the Triskadella file. But I think Dream Shacklegeist is just the correct hit here. Full control and pass turn. Opponent's probably just gonna pass turn, start drawing. Yep. Oh, hey, right on time. Fantastic. Go ahead and play a Bat Whisper, put some pressure on the opponents. We're not going to launch this until we have to. Opponent is on 3 colors here. Burn the Accurse, not the worst. I think my opponent's going to be playing the draw-go game. I want to put some pressure on them, and I can also get rid of an instance and a creature, so relevant card types. Oh, hey. Neat. So, okay. I will attack with everything. No, I will attack with these two. Unfortunately, I just can't deal with that Olivia's Intendants, so... Yep. Alright, well, GG. Yep. Yeah. Neat format. Yep. Just remember, I sacrifice my leaderboard standing for you. What does my land split look like? I thought it was 9 and 8. Yep. It's correct, so whatevs. And now, after getting to play a short, one-sided game, I go back into the queue and have to wait upwards of a minute to 3 minutes. Great. You know, maybe I should just do a review video. Like... I mean, I try to maintain a pretty positive or at least poker face neutral through a lot of these formats and stuff, but I've just had so many issues with Wizards and Arena, especially in this past like month. I think the Arena Cube was built very poorly. I think it's built in a lot of the same ways that Double Feature is built. But of course, Double Feature is worse because it does not have a single... yeah, it just doesn't have like a single shred of thought put into it in any way. I don't know who it's for. They're pretty poor constructed sets. It's a very poor drafting environment. And it's showing that it's suffering here, because it's just taking forever for me to get paired with Platinum. And, oh great. Here we go. I have to draw a 3rd and 4th land for the... I'll keep this. This is actually a keep. We could just be dead in the water if we don't draw at least this 3rd land here, but... Hopeful Initiate. Okay. We do have the 3rd land. Okay. I'm going to see what they play this turn, and we'll probably just take one here. Feel okay about it. Yeah, much rather kill that. Oh, neat. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little hard for us to push through some damage here. Yeah. That's actually a pretty sweet draw. So let's go ahead and snipe out their hand here of the good cards, taking removal away. Oh, geez. It's a pretty good set of cards here. I'm probably just out of this defense trait. That seems like a good hit here. Yeah, opponent's hand is like straight gas. So that's pretty unfortunate. Okay. I think that's how I want to play it. Yeah. Three-mana 2/2 didn't work out so well this game. Did it? We've got options here. I think high likelihood I just want to play out Bat Whisper here. It's not clear that I do. It dies to this Olivia's Midnight Ambush, so I think I'm not doing that. Okay, I can't block either of these, so... kindly. So I basically just am not, I am not racing here, unfortunately. I can attack in. I don't know if that actually does anything, except this Bat Whisper is slightly less worse. I think I have to Abrade on this Trapper this turn. I guess I could burn the Accursed, but I kind of want to do that for the Ancestor, right? Such an awkward set of cards here. Feels so bad doing it like this, but I think I have to, and just, I'm not racing this, so we're gonna pass. Okay, and I'm gonna have to make some plays here, so hopefully they don't have Trick plus anything, but this is what I'm going with. Like, Trick plus Olivia's Midnight Ambush is just killer. Okay. I just get to eat that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. You gotta be kidding me. Well, I have to kill that, like, basically right now. Do I have to kill that right now? No, not really. Unfortunately, I do kind of need this, burn here. They do not have Coven. Hey, don't look at my cards. Don't touch my cards. Don't think about my cards. think I'll pass because they don't have Coven. 3-2, 2-3, 3-4, yeah. Okay, let's just pass it. Let's pass it up. They might just kill one of my blood tokens. Ooh, baby, a spicy. Okay, well, it's probably time to just kill this thing, right? Because 9 life, 3-2 protection. It's going to be a problem for me. Oh no. Set an upkeep stop. Let's go one more here. Okay, eaten alive is not bad. I'll see if I can push through some damage. Yes, yes. Yes, opponent, you are the beatdown. Okay. I think this is an okay spot now. Yeah, geez. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that trade. 4 or 7. I think I just want to attack in like this. While we regain some of the lost tempo. Opponent might be flooding out now. I think I'll play Voltaic Visionary. If they top deck a white board wipe, like, pretty bad. But okay, now I will go ahead and Eaten Alive that. Yeah. And that's lethal on board. We'll see if it's actually lethal. Alright. Opponent did not have anything. Yeah. We were both just playing basically a good stack of cards. Celebrant's got me there, though. Celebrants and the 3-4 menace that eats the best card in their hand. So, yeah. Ooh, 20 seconds? This person must be in Mythic. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This looks fantastic. Well, it doesn't look fantastic, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Stinger into Celebrant. Green-black with an Interloper. All right. First strike Vampire Life. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have, like, what is that, Culling the Bloodline? It's a pretty heavy set of cards there. It's probably a good time to Reckless Impulse. I could get burned pretty hard on this, though. Could just be like, kill that. But I want to make sure I'm hitting my land drops, so we'll start off with this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Black-green. Pretty interesting, but I could see how with Midnight Hunt you can make a black-green aggro deck. Okay, opponent wants to do that. Okay, first strike damage, yes. Opponent says, look at me, I'm the beatdown now. I'll go ahead and kill their blocker, I think. And we'll pass. Pretty close to locking this game up. Opponent's been missing lands. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill one of these. I guess I should have done it on my turn, because now they can pump it. That's unfortunate. That's a good card. We might just be losing to the sheer efficiency, what they've got going on here. But we block well against this. We trade well with the Trespasser. I'm in a pretty happy spot here. But now their 4th mana's online. God, Eaten Alive is just such a brutal limited card. Like, you thought Bleed Dry was good? I mean, Bleed Dry is good. But I think I prefer Eaten Alive. Just way more efficient, for sure. So, opponent's in kind of a place here, right? They can either develop out their board, but if I have, like, a removal spell, then they end up being in a bit of a problem place. I think it's very possible that I might be supposed to trade with this, but I can race pretty well. It kind of screams board. It kind of screams like a trick here. But I think blocking here is correct, because this is a huge threat. It's already gotten in like 2 damage, and this is a race. Trespasser is really good at racing. Unfortunately, we didn't draw a burn there. Or a land, so that we could burn. We can Lunar Frenzy, but that helps push through damage later. could make this a 4 whatever. A 4-1. Just trades Lunar Frenzy for that. Yeah, that might be okay. Let's go ahead and attack like this. Opponent should not block. Yeah. And let's go ahead and just kill this right now. I am glad that I traded with that 3-3. Ooh, Blood Pact. I like to see that. Timberlands. Well, that's a problem. No blocky boys. That's a pretty good one. Opponent is not going to do anything about this. Ooh. So let's see. Could push through a lot of damage. That's not necessary here. We race exceptionally well here. We're going to get rid of Graveyard Trespasser because it's going to be 2 turns at least before this Shadow Beast sighting is online. And it's likely that my opponent just has a bunch of expensive cards in hand, but if it's like a an Ant, Rise of the Ants or March of the Ants, it's a pretty big problem. Let's see. I have +4 damage, so let's see. If they block Scavenger and a Celebrant, I get to push through 5 damage and they die. So this should just be lethal, right? Maybe there's a way that I'm not, like, seeing. Okay, this should be okay, right? So yeah, my quick math says that this was lethal. And if they block like this is lethal. But also if they block like the 2 smaller creatures, it is also exactly lethal. Okay. GG. Alright. We got that game. Opponent looked like they had a pretty solid deck. The Interlopers didn't really look like they belonged, but I mean, they're not bad. In fact, we would have killed for some Interlopers. My god. Card would have been so insane in this deck. But not being able to block is a pretty big downside in the green mid-range decks. However, I mean, like, the opponent was putting up aggression pretty strong. Their deck was pretty good all around. So okay, 40 seconds for an opponent. Seems like we're picking up steam here. We're up against 602 here, and of course they got the Jace avatar. They always do. Yeah, it's a keeper. Everyone has this today. I do need some other cards to make this kind of happen. Okay. Kind of weird they didn't attack in, right? Yeah, got that free damage. We want a vampire out. We might not have access to double red this next turn. Alright, we race. Foul play. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that's a bit of a... It's pretty bad for us. All these swamps. And now we're kind of behind the race, aren't we? Opponent's trying to hit their lands here. I got nothing, OP. Exiled? Yeah, that's a pretty good hit, isn't it? Do I even care about that? Now remember, if I put away a card with Revealing Eye, then the opponent does get to, yeah, put away a card with Revealing Eye, then they do get to draw, so I do not want that to happen. I think let's go ahead and trade this off for an Initiate. Ooh, look at us go. It's a big old Selly. We're not playing the swamp yet. We got some blood tokens. We're okay here. It's pretty annoying. Attach it to my Revealing Eye. Now we're likely going to be getting rid of, let's see. Do I even care to block that? Not really, right? Opponent wants to grind the game out. I don't want to let them, I don't think. I'm just gonna discard some bloody boys here. Ooh, it's not that good. Let's go ahead and see if we can't hit a red source here. Ah. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna smash in for all the monies. And I'll go ahead and play this 2-3, I think. And we're gonna sacrifice a blood token here. Oh, it's got 6 damage on board. Alright, we get to deal an extra damage here. We get to see if this goes through. Alright. We got it. Number 65, not bad. Not bad. Kind of seen some cool decks, honestly. But I mean, there's just not as many of the, oh, a specific deck came around. That was the quickest matchup. Why does everyone have this? How did I not get this? By playing badly? I don't know. It's just such a feel-bad moment. This is keep. It's questionable keep, but it's keep. But at least we have Celebrants to get rid of excess land. Thermo boy. That was a heck of a draw. Take it. Okay, opponent ain't playing games here. Yeah, we'll go with Visionary. Unfortunately, this Visionary might have some problems. Because this is going to deal a lot of damage to me, honestly. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can make a 4-3 out of this. We can. I'm going to attack in. I either get to eat one of their things, or I get to build this Blood Thief. Path to the Festival, huh? Okay. Well, they're behind on board. I do like that. Let's go ahead and attack in. Drawing a swamp here is pretty sweet. We don't have to impulse this turn. Man, curtains. What a card. Ugh. The heck? Am I just dead? This card's annoying. Yeah, like, there's just all this fat, and I don't have any of my removal spells. Yeah, I think this is a lost game. Burly Breaker is hard to beat. Shall Be Sighting is rough. Vampire's Vengeance I'm just gonna have to deal with. Yeah, they have too many hard to deal with threats. I don't think I'm winning this. Splashing a slime and you... I guess you did Path to the Festival. Guess I'll take the Warty Boy. Hate to do this, but we're going to go ahead and see what we can get here. Nice, nice, nice. Trading for the Alchemist, okay. And I do not hate that. Now we've actually got a good shot at this game, honestly. Yeah, this isn't the worst. It's annoying. For sure. But, I like that my opponent's doing a lot of things that I don't care too much about. See what we can pick up off of this impulse. And I'll offer some trades here. Scavenger is a good pickup. I could take like a Shadow Beast sighting here. And that would be pretty decent. But my opponent has other plays to make. I'm just going to take this Burly Breaker. Okay. Opponent wants to trade here? No, I don't think so. Could offer the Stinger, though. Mariner, huh? It's a pretty good hit. Oh boy, that's a good one. So let's see. Eaten Alive is nice. They might want to actually trade for this Celebrance here. And I don't really have a super good response to that. So it's very possible I'm supposed to, like, Eaten Alive here. Well, let's play this card out. It's free. Let's go ahead and I think choose an additional cost. I'll sacrifice a creature. I think we're going to target the Mariner. Playing out the land here. This is probably the best value I'm going to get here. Alright, and opponent's in a little bit of trouble. We could be in a little bit of trouble, but I don't think we're in that much trouble. Opponent definitely has plays to make, but If they just go... Oh, yeah, they're just going Shadow Beast sighting here. Oh, fantastic. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually have game if I just keep this land. In fact, I have game if I don't keep the land. So, alright. Number 46. We are making it. Alright, 4 wins, 1 loss. Let's do this. Maybe we can get lucky with the queue again, because today started off just awful on the queue. And as my MMR and ratings going higher, I mean, I can't confirm that this that MTG Arena uses MMR, but I've heard people talk about it, and it's just an industry standard. So I'm willing to bet that there is. It's going to be harder to find people to match up against. This hand is keepable, but it's really not that good. We're also up against number 30. Ooh, that's cool. I don't think I can turn away my colors in some plays, so I'll go ahead and keep this. Well, it's not really the... It's not really the draw I was looking for there. That is, though. Wow, that's a good hit. Not blocking there. Perish Blade. Oh, boy. This is probably going to be a burn down the house hand. So let's just go ahead and start with looking at the top. Hopefully it's a land. Yeah, there we go. That's right. That's right. And now just play out this Blood Thief. I'm probably willing to trade for the Witch. Hard to say. We have so much removal, though, that we might just say we're racing forever. Yeah, I'll race forever. Kindly. That's a bit of a hit, isn't it? They chump block this, I'm actually in a weird spot. But this is something I'm pretty happy to have going on here. At least these vampires work with themselves nicely. So now we have just a handful of removal, feeling pretty good about the spot. Desperate Farm Boy. Let's see, if I go 4-3, I might be able to hit something. Huh. Like, they go block, block. I don't really have that good of attacks. They also get Coven against me. I don't really have sacrifice fodder. So this feels like a really weird Celebrance. And it's also a really, really weird burn down the house, honestly. Let's just go Celebrance. This could blow up in my face, but we'll see. Can't attack him with the Charged Berserker right now. But going wide is a definite problem for my hand. If I top decked like a Jadar, it would be utterly ridiculous, though. Okay, opponent's going to attack with those two. Alright. I will bite. Okay. That's pretty sweet. Still have very questionable attacks here. I might just attack like this and see what they do, because I am behind, so burn down the house isn't bad here. We got their Flare of Faith out of their hand. I think I'm going for a burn here. I took all of that. What if I just killed their Harvester? Is that too greedy? Is that too risky? I think I'm going for that, actually. I think I'm slowly winning this board now. I still might be in Greedland, but I think this is actually a fine turn of events. Maybe we can get some removal out of their hand. Silver Bolt, yep. Now, let's see. If they have removal, I'm pretty much screwed. I could eat an alive plus a hero's downfall. But I don't think that's the play. I think actually board wiping here is correct. Now that they're completely tapped out. Yeah, let's play out the one land, because we definitely want at least 6 lands here. Now I get to eat their kindly. You gotta be kidding me. Why would you tap like that? Okay, we just need to dodge a removal spell. If they've got it, they're like the god of all gods, but... I was just playing a lot of really good cards here. But, looks like we might be able to turn it around here. We just need them to not have additional cards that are good and... Fine. Fine, whatever. Game's obviously rigged. Good game, opponents. Feels bad getting blown out by a super relevant rare. But I mean that's all it is. Opponent had really good, really good lineups against our threats and answers, so I mean it felt like there was absolutely nothing we could do. But I guess, like, knowing they have a Sigarden Savior in hand, Burn Down the House wasn't the play. Like, it would have been, like, double... it would have been, like, double removal spell, lose one of our 4/4s, and that would have been it. But it wasn't the correct play. The correct play was to Burn Down the House, because... unless the opponent has exactly something to get like a 3-for-1 board presence right off the bat, then they have nothing. Because I just go Diregraph Horde into Eaten Alive and it's lethal on board and your go. Like there should have been very few outs in the entire format that they could have done there. I'm keeping this. I've got Curve out. Like I'll go with it. God, I wish there was a way to get rid of these ones, because I don't want these ones. I want these to be the default page. I do think that some of the early ones they made were pretty high effort, honestly, and I like that. I like that they did that. Okay, opponent looks like they have mostly a late game hand here. That bodes well for us. But we're missing black now, and the hand's looking kind of weak altogether. So I'm not super thrilled to see what direction this game goes. But the new Raccoon one is just so low effort. Like, the pet is decently cool. That's about it. But these are all the same. They're gigantic. It's really annoying. Alright, well, I have to hit my land drops. So let's go ahead and Impulse. Nice, nice. Okay. Swamp was the best pickup there possible. Now, hopefully we just get to Vandal into Blood Thief. Unfortunately, not going to have a Concealing Curtains quite yet, but it's fine. Concealing Curtains is going to be good at any point. I mean, it's not bomb, but the value on this card is just utterly ridiculous. Just insane. Ooh, Scattered Thoughts main phase? Yes. Yes, this is so good. Yeah. My Scavenger is pretty sweet, actually, but there's no way I'm turned down an extra card here. Stinger doesn't actually get to attack through next turn. So I think I'm going to pump up the Blood Thief here. We got a lot of different plays from this position. Scavenger if the opponent doesn't do anything with the Gale Drifter here. We did put a big target on our Blood Thief, which is unfortunate, but I think we're pretty fine with that outcome. All right. The thing is I want to Scavenger this turn, but I also want to attack in with Curtains and hit their hand. The thing is, though, is that, like, I can attack in with the Stinger, but they might recognize that it's way better for them to just tax my mana. So I don't want to do that, I don't think. That's not the correct play. We could get some extra damage in. Let's go ahead and see what the opponent has here, I think. I think that's the play. Vampire's Vengeance, not that good here. Shipwreck Sifter's not that good. Dominating Vampire is not that good. Opponent just has a lot of not good. I guess there's Immolation. That's not even that good. Decline. I will play that out. And now we flip it to Knight, so whatever they play, we get to ambush. I think they're a lot more likely to go for a double spell here than they are to play out their Gale Drifter. So there's still time for us to get a Scavenger online here. Yep. Going to steal my Stinger. Oh, they're gonna steal that. Yeah, I wonder if this checks on resolution or not. Go ahead and see. Yeah, resolution. That's what it looked like to me, but they might just kill my Stinger right now. Nice. Dang. It's aggressive. Yeah, it's a pretty easy turn. What the heck is this card? All right. Well, that's a good burn target here. We just want to attack in maximum mana. Go ahead and do that. Let's see how they decide to block here. We have the Lunar Frenzy plus Burn the Accursed combo. Well, oh, Lunar Frenzy plus the Scavenger combo. Not really a combo, it's just really good interaction. So I think I just want to Lunar Frenzy for a bunch here. Plus 5. And now Burn the Accursed is lethal. We could also put them to 1. But we would have lost our Revealing Eye. Okay, so that's... yeah, that's game. Alright. 55, we're clawing our way back up. Let's see if we can hit some 7 wins here. Still can't believe we lost that one game. There were just so few outs. Sigurd and Savior, I guess, is one of them. Alright, so now we're back on the waiting forever life. So, obviously doesn't seem like a very popular draft format. I don't know if that's because I know Tolarian Community College has a ton of reach in Magic. Probably just the most on the entire internet as far as audience, and he rightfully called it out. He focused more on paper than MTGA, but rightfully called it out that, wow, this is just a terrible product at a $10 per pack price point, and I'm very inclined to agree. I also think that the black and white art looks very god-awful as a card. And it's unplayable in draft format just because of that art. That art is so bad. Ugh, I hate this hand. I'll keep it. This is borderline unkeepable, but it's very keepable. Let's pass the turn. Probably looking at a turn 4 Reckless Impulse. We'll see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play that. It's a little late here. But I'm fine. Olivia's attendance. Okay. Well, opponent has some pretty sick stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and attack in, I think. So I can get this Bat Whisperer happening. I think it's going to be a tight game here. But we've got good racing potential here. Good stabilization, things we can do. Oh, jeez. Okay, opponent. Okay, I hear you. I think I need to hit my land drops here. A little risky, but like Hero's Downfall on a Stinger after they pump is a pretty okay thing. But now I can just play Brimstone Vandal. I will attack in since this doesn't block well. The 1/1 chumps well, so I think I'm inclined to keep that. But the opponent is all in on killing me as fast as possible. Seems very clear. Yeah. Opponent is a monster. Oh my god. They must be missing their color. But, yep, they're missing their color. But that's a pretty impressive, like, last little bit of damage they can kind of cook up here. I think I need to keep on some pressure here. I will be very surprised if they block this. Okay. I'm liking my odds here. I think their plan is to just get an island, suit this thing up. And I won't wait to get them on pumping. Well, I might wait to get them on pumping. Oh, if that's their turn, yeah, they're in some trouble here. Let's go ahead and attack all in here. Blood Thief it up. Put on the Celebrants. Yeah, opponent got land screwed, but they're also running some crazy aggressive cards, like Raise the Effigy. Like, whenever they just, like, hard use that as, like, a 2 damage burn spell, I was like, okay. But yeah, we managed to get it. We had a high value hand. They were missing a color. Not a bad effort on their hand, though. They knew how they wanted to win. They knew the likelihood of winning and how it was going to be. And it was going to be through racing. Alright, boss match here against the goth chick from Witherbloom. I love Witherbloom so much. Like it's kind of weird, but Magic has had like a lot of indirect, like indirect witchcraft themes more than like actual direct ones. I think I want to get this Jadar online. That might be incorrect, but yeah, Magic's had a lot of like indirect witchcraft themes, but like since the there was that scare, like it was part of the panic that, what do you call it, shouldn't block, that it was like satanic influence, so they kind of held off for a while there on that. I'll play out this Visionary, try and get myself some cards to play here, but unless they got a board wipe here. We're going to be doing pretty well. But I like how Witherbloom just is, like, unapologetically, like, that's the theme. Okay, well, that's pretty sweet. So now we're just going to attack like this. We get to flip the Visionary. And keep on making 2/2s. It's like a 2/2 you can't trade with. Oh god. Oh god. Let's see what we can get here. Yes. It's probably good enough. Get to attack with these. And yeah. Opponent knows what my trick is. I think they probably put Berserker. Yeah, they put Berserker on to onto Edgar. It's got Menace. Edgar onto Berserker OP. I'm not gonna save the 2/2. There we go. Now I could push through 2 extra damage here, or I could just play out my Celebrant. Tough call. Tough call. Push through 2 damage. Or play out Celebrant. I probably need to push through some extra damage here, right? Yeah. Where's my braid? Alright. Opponent's got a heavy chance here. Edgar is really tough for this deck to deal with unless I get eaten alive specifically. And that is not it. Oh, God. Is that what I want to do? Do I want to attack in with this, give him a free good double block here? No, not really. That's not really what I'm into. Guess I'll just attack like this and threaten some damage. Okay. Well, the opponent needs a good follow-up to this. I assume it's just getting Midnight Ambushed, but we'll see. Do not care too much about that. Fierce Retribution. That sounds about right. Yep, we're in trouble. Might have been a mistake not to attack with Vandal. Opponent's just got a grip full of relevant cards here. Aha. That's an Adeline. No double black, huh? I will trade for that Adeline. Okay, okay, we're all right. Opponent doesn't need to make me lose life yet, but they might. Narrow cards happen to be just what my opponent needs at any given moment. Yeah, sure. Well, I'm losing. I lost to an Edgar. Okay. There's so much removal in this deck. I mean, do you have an Eaten Alive also? Like, what don't you have? I mean, we had a good shot in this game. We've just drawn dead. Opponent's got 5 lands. They also hit an Edgar on curve. Like, this is definitely a card here. Unfortunately, like, what does it actually do? They have Edgar. Like, I guess I'm just passing to see if I can hit my Eaten Alive and then burn down the house. We got shot in this game. But I'm just passing here. The... Yeah, what doesn't my opponent have? Oh my god. That's worrisome. That makes me think that they're gonna do, like, that Edgar's Reawakening. Sure. Alright, I guess. Like, it's hilarious, but Burn Down the House does actual nothing. And we still don't have our double black here. No, just... Nice format. I play it so you don't have to. Yep. Alright, well, we hit higher than we did before, but yeah, that just... So that showcases kind of the draft strategy you want to do. I mean, 6 wins is a lot different in hype than 7 wins, but the deck did pretty good. I have pretty high win rate in this format. It just... It always feels very one-sided in all of the games. But yeah, that's kind of the strategy. You want just a good stuff deck. You're not going to have a synergy deck. And yeah, it's going to be very bomby. It's maybe the bombiest set I've played in the past, like, I don't know, like, ever. Like, aside from a cube draft, like, this is a crazy bomby set. But you can still build some nice decks here. Like, we basically just had a Midnight Hunt red-black deck that was enhanced by a lot of the Vow cards. But yeah, like, we had pretty good outs against Edgar. We have Eaten Alive, we have Burn the Accursed. Just a lot of things that we really could have had there. But, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Give me a like and subscribe if you are enjoying this channel, and I will definitely see you next time.